This one.
Yeah.
I was taking notes, but a lot of times you was rambling back and forth, so I didn't know what, precisely, you never went over it again. So if you're teaching something to make sure everybody gets that information, you say, well, you expound upon it and go in detail. This is what y'all need to know. You never just like was definitive on saying, well, you need to know this and this is going to be on this. You read from your book. You have that information to study, to whatever, but we're not privileged to have that. To study and to just taking our notes. And our notes, we might miss what your main point is trying to do. And that's not fair, Ms. Warren. You have that book. You teach it from that book, but we don't have that book to even go home and to study. And that's not fair.
The main thing that I told you was that Shakespeare and Chaucer both did not have original material. Do you remember me telling you that?
No, I don't.
That the play that Shakespeare wrote was originally written by another person, and that he took all of the information and just changed it around. We also saw slides on the Globe Theater. I showed you how the people in the Globe Theater were standing around watching the play. I told you that Shakespeare was basically writing the plays for the people who were in the working class, that he was not writing them for the people who were sitting in the gallery. Do you not remember that?
Ms. Warren, yes, I remember that.
Okay.
Thank God. Just let me take a break for real.
Robin, some of your work is that.
I got it already.
During the second half of your final, you'll write a 5-paragraph essay that includes an introduction, 3 body paragraphs, and a conclusion. So that's basically the format that you would have written a 5-paragraph essay like in an English 1101 or something, but I'll give you a choice of 2 topics, but the topics will not relate to plot. You'll say something like the characters in the play or something of that sort. We were talking the other day about how Iago manipulates the characters in Othello to get what he wants. Do you remember talking about that? And we were also talking one day about in the Divine Comedy how the judgment should the punishment fit the crime, and how Dante put the people in some of the divisions of hell, and some of you guys felt that some of the punishments that he had were too strict for some of the things that the people had done. Remember talking about that? Okay, we also talked about in the Arabian Nights why the 2 kings, why the one king went back and killed his wife, and also why Shahrazad and her sister were hiding under the bed to entertain the king, remember, and all the stories that they were telling him to keep him. They weren't telling the whole entire story in one night so that they could keep him hanging on until the next day. Remember how she kept the stories going. We also talked about the genie coming out of the bottle and how things had to be in the desert because the 3 men that came over to the